The MSI Alpha 15 is a part of MSI's new Alpha series that include all AMD components. That was a little concerning given AMD's track record in mobile devices, but on this particular machine, the company managed to go toe-to-toe with Nvidia. For just $999, the MSI Alpha 15 offers solid graphics performance, a colorful 15.6-inch 144Hz display, and a comfortable keyboard with per-key lighting. However, AMD did not fare well against Intel, causing the MSI Alpha 15 to suffer from middling CPU performance. Top that off with below-average battery life and a poor set of speakers, it was not the best showing for MSI. Although the MSI Alpha 15 might not be one of the best cheap gaming laptops around, it is still a solid overall gaming machine worth considering. Before we go ahead, take a minute and subscribe. Also press the bell button to get the latest updates. Without any further delay, let us start. For a gaming laptop just under $1,000, the MSI Alpha's 15.6-inch 1080p display is great, as it is relatively colorful and bright. It also features a 144Hz refresh rate as well as AMD FreeSync, which is fancy tech that's designed to eliminate screen tearing in-game by syncing the refresh rates between the display and the GPU. In the Mulan trailer, the titular character's blemished metal armor was held together by woven crimson fabrics that screamed bloody murder on the Alpha 15 screen. When Mulan and her father were conversing in their dimly lit home, the red and blue objects in the background were visible, albeit out of focus. In the same scene, Zima's wrinkles and pores were very detailed. In Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the contrast between the lush greenery and Lara Croft's blue shirt immediately caught my attention. Despite being under the shadows, the leaves that grew over the mountainous range were defined. Lara's silky brown hair was incredibly sharp, as we could see each strand coming off her head. According to our colorimeter, the Alpha 15's display covered 107% of the sRGB color gamut, which crushes the 77% entry-level gaming laptop average. It is also the only gaming laptop that rose to triple digits, surpassing the Legion Y545 at 99%, the Pavilion 15 at 66%, and the Zephyrus G at 71%. At 311 nits of brightness, the Alpha 15's panel once again toppled the competition, including the category average 272 nits. The Legion Y545 at 300 nits, Pavilion 15 at 241 nits, and Zephyrus G 240 nits, all had dimmer screens. The audio from the Alpha 15 speakers was like the result of someone shoving the cheapest Bluetooth speaker they bought on Amazon inside a tin can. The opening guitar riff of Sum 41's The Hell Song was shallow and soft, while the power chords just sounded like straight noise. The cymbals were appropriately sharp in the background, but overall there was not enough impact. The vocals were super mellow and should have been much brighter. In Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Lara's footsteps sound crinkly and hollow, as opposed to thick and sturdy, against the stone steps of the tomb we were exploring. Even when we launched an arrow at the wall, the resulting snap was weak, not offering enough bass to give it a punch. The drums that played in the background of this particular puzzle moment also suffered because of the absence of quality bass. Packed underneath the MSI Alpha 15's deck is an AMD Ryzen 7 3750H processor with 16GB of RAM that juggled 40 Google Chrome tabs and 5 1080p YouTube videos while Shadow of the Tomb Raider ran in the background. However, despite its real-world performance, the Alpha 15 did not do as well on our synthetic benchmark tests. On the Geekbench 4.3 overall performance test, the Alpha 15 scored 13,980. Tumbling below the 15,302 entry-level gaming laptop average. The Alpha 15 came close to the Zephyrus G, which has the same CPU. However, both laptops were crushed by their Intel alternative. The Core i7-9750H CPU in the Legion Y545 at 23,868 and Pavilion 15 at 21,326. While gaming laptops have a reputation for poor battery life, that is simply not the case anymore. Power-hungry RTX machines such as the Razer Blade 15, 2020, and the Gigabyte Aero 17 HDR have been able to get over 5 hours of battery life, so that leaves less demanding laptops like the MSI Alpha 15 with no excuse. When the Alpha 15 continuously surfed the web over Wi-Fi at 150 nits of brightness, its battery died after 3 hours and 55 minutes, which is more than 1 hour short of the 5-hour 15 minutes average for entry-level gaming laptops. The Legion Y545 did worse, but the Zephyrus G and the Pavilion 15 lasted longer. On the Shadow of the Tomb Raider benchmark, highest at 1080p, the MSI Alpha 15 averaged 35 FPS, surpassing the 27 FPS entry-level gaming laptop average. Though the Alpha 15 managed to beat the Pavilion 15's NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650 GPU, which was at 31 frames per second, it faltered against the GTX 1660 Ti in the Legion Y545, which was at 50 frames per second, and the Zephyrus G at 36 frames per second. The Alpha 15 ranked similarly on the Hitman benchmark at Ultra 1080p, reaching 72 frames per second. That beats the matching 57 frames per second from the category average and the Pavilion 15. However, the Legion Y545 at 95 frames per second and the Zephyrus G at 73 frames per second topped the Alpha 15. On the Grand Theft Auto 5 test, settings at very high 1080p, the Alpha 15 scored 41 frames per second, once again sliding past the entry-level gaming laptop average at 36 frames per second, and the Pavilion 15 at 39 frames per second. The Legion Y545 and the Zephyrus hit a much higher 62 frames per second and 57 frames per second respectively. While we're happy that MSI managed to fit a tiny webcam on a super thin top bezel, the 720 shooter is not great. It managed colors well enough, highlighting the green in my shirt and the red in a co-worker's shirt behind me. However, the entire ceiling was blown out because of the lights. My hair was not only blurry but also pixelated, so it basically looked like a pile of mush. The MSI Alpha 15 stays relatively cool. After we played Shadow of the Tomb Raider for 15 minutes, the underside of the chassis hit its hottest point of 117 degrees Fahrenheit, which is over our 95-degree comfort threshold. However, it only ever felt warm to the touch thanks to the plastic. The center of the keyboard and touchpad measured 103 and 85 degrees respectively. On our basic heat test, in which we stream a 15-inch 1080p video, the underside reached 86 degrees, the keyboard hit 85 degrees, and the touchpad measured 76 degrees. MSI's Dragon Center is one of the best gaming software around. Within the latest version of the app, you can customize the performance level and fan speed of your laptop to get the most power out of your machine. You can also monitor the usage of your CPU, storage, memory, fans, and even Wi-Fi. There is a gaming mode and a creator mode that you can use to prioritize power to specific apps. Including games or creation apps such as Photoshop, MSI also includes third-party apps such as Color Director 5, Audio Director 7, Photo Director 10, and Power Director 17. Best of all, there is very little Windows 10 bloatware. The Alpha 15 comes with a 1-year limited warranty. The MSI Alpha 15 does alright for a $999 gaming laptop. It boasts a solid graphics card, a colorful 144Hz display that puts the competition to shame, and a comfortable keyboard with rare per-key lighting. However, its AMD CPU does not perform as well as its Intel Radeon opponents. Plus, the battery life is a little short and the speakers are weak. For the same price, you can get the Lenovo Legion Y545, which will get you better performance, great speakers, and a more understated design. However, overall, the Alpha 15 is a solid choice if you're looking for an Intel alternative gaming laptop. That is all for today, folks. Tell us in the comment section about your point of view. See you soon with another amazing video.